not because he has proven that he's a man of integrity to me, based on the nature of work. Okay, we are going to do this, you are going to deliver this, you are going to do this. I've done my part. And then the person is failing to keep to his own bargain. And then at the end of the day, I told myself, I said, this thing that I'm giving isn't me. So whether I give it out or I keep it, it's still with me. So it doesn't change. But I would do it in the sense that anything that comes, if the person keeps his word, then fine. So it comes to a point that some people, I have just positioned them that they are not people of integrity to me. They are just there. You know, so it's just like that. Because I noticed at a point, the effect that comes with you experiencing somebody without integrity, you know, the pain, I don't know how to describe it, but to me, I don't find it easy. There's a way it disbalances me, and there's a way it makes me look at someone, and then I will just water everything about you, even if that's not how I'm supposed to see the thing. I'm just bringing that in aspect of work, because I work with people, but during interaction, that's when you begin to see people's character manifesting. You see whether people keep to their word when they say they want to do this or that. So that angle, I think that's what exposed me to people that today I can say, well, actually this person and this person, his character, his integrity to me is questionable. And then when you hear other people that have the same experience with such people, you know, confirming what you didn't even share with people, then you will be like, okay, I think I'm the right, I'm at the right path, and I'm taking the right decision for whatever I decide to do.
You talked about consistency.
Yes, sir.
And then you talked about, we are talking about integrity, and you talked about consistency. They work hand in hand. You have to be consistent, I beg your pardon, to be considered as a man of integrity.
Yes.
Because if you say that, I will do this for you, and every 12 o'clock, I would have it delivered. But the earliest you have delivered is 4 p.m. But you promised 12. You are making snacks for sale. You came to say, I have family problems, I have children, I don't have a husband, I need you to help me purchase the snacks that I'm selling, and I make them, and they are wonderful. I tasted them, I like them. So I'm asking you, can you bring it every day at 7 so my children can take it to school? You'd be like, yeah, sure.
Even before 7.
Even before 7, in most cases, that's what they say. And then when you come to deliver what you have promised to deliver at 7, you are either bringing it when the children are coming back from school or after their lesson in the evening. I want to help you because of your condition. But you are not helping me because my children are going to school hungry. You don't have integrity. And in most cases, it's not like what is stopping you is something that is reasonable. No, it's not. It's not. You watch movies all day, you are online doing nonsense and all of that, and it stops you from delivering. It stops you from doing what, you see, when we talk about integrity, there are so many things we need to consider.
Yes.
People have lost integrity before their husbands. Women have lost integrity before their husbands. Why? Because you are not always doing the right thing. Especially this social media thing. There are women that when they carry their phones at home, you think this is discipline, but it boils down to your husband seeing you as a woman of integrity or not. You are cooking, but you are always playing with your phone. You see, the integrity part, the children will not be well taken care of. The food will always get burnt, or it doesn't taste good, but because you are always on your phone. Why can't we dedicate time to be with our phones? Sometimes, like I always say, the phone is a huge distraction to what you do. Because hardly would you see something you don't want to respond to. It boils, but always think about your integrity. That's the driving home point. If I engage in such things, how much of my integrity will it take away? Then if I start thinking, it will take this chunky part of my integrity, it's not worthy. It's not worthy of venturing into that thing. If my integrity is at stake. Oh, this lady is beautiful. I need to be in a relationship with her. I need to even marry her. But to tell you, do you know who she is? The moment you align yourself with this girl, your integrity is questionable. But you will not think about having a questionable integrity because you are in love. Until things fall apart and you can't gather the things that are falling apart. Then you start going back to building another integrity after people have seen you worthless. Without a single worth, without nobody is placing any worth on you. So it's important that in whatever we do, let's think about it. How much of my integrity would be added? How much of it would I lose? If I'm losing, is it worth it? If it's consequential, why should I go into it? Because it's important to know. People just act and then they say, had I known. Have you heard that? Had I known. People say, had I known. If I had known this thing would turn out this way, honestly, I wouldn't have. Why are they making that statement? Regrets. Your integrity is affected. And when we talk about integrity, we're not just talking about individuals. Of course, integrity is born from individuals, but look at organizations. Okay, we are in Equa Television, and we shout about this show will come at 12, and people are following the show at 12. And then we're airing it at 1, at 2. Your pharmacy will lose integrity. You are a bank. You have promised that if you keep 1 million, in 2 weeks, we would give you 200,000 extra. And then you start giving apologies. You will lose your integrity. There are a lot of things. When you start thinking, I am going this way, just ask yourself, how much of my integrity will this affect positively and negatively?
Now you talk about building. When you lose it, and then you talk about consistency, and then time is involved, because now, like I would say, our life generally is being built, with integrity, because generally, like you mentioned, in every aspect of our life, integrity is being required. Consistency is being required. Time is involved. Because you talked about wife now. You talked about a wife to the husband. You talk about a father to the children, integrity. When you say the children should come back by 8 o'clock, everybody should be at home, and then you come back 11 o'clock. You come back 11 o'clock, but you are insisting that everybody should be home by 8, and there's nothing that is keeping you. Your integrity will be affected, because by the time you are telling the children, I've warned you, I said it's this time, it will come to a point that your child that you are thinking maybe is just a child, he cannot challenge you, he will challenge you and say, Daddy, but you normally come 12 o'clock and you are telling us to come back 12, to come back 8. So your integrity with your children is at stake. So it affects relationship. Now we are talking father and child relationship, because there's supposed to be a communication, two-way communication, in and out. There's a way a father normally is supposed to groom his children. So before you know it, because there's this breach, when it comes to issue of integrity in discipline, in things that the father said, this is the principle, this is what I want you to do, this is the standard of this house. And then you find out that the father is not keeping to it, is not consistent to it. At the end of the day, he loses respect from the children to even the wife. And the same thing with the mother to children relationship. You understand? The mother now is telling them, this is how to go about house chores, activities. You understand? And then, like you rightly said, the example you made, you know, the woman is just there, always with her phone, but telling the children, this is not right, this is what you are supposed to do. But already, you have already given them a direction, or what you are suggesting that is the right thing. So before you know it, you find out there's a gap, you know, between the mother and the children. And you know what that means. Once there is a crack in the house, and you begin to see that the father and the mother, the integrity is at stake, you know how the children can be. Because at a point, nobody will tell them anything. Because already people that they are their first teacher, they are the first mentor, already their integrity is being questioned. So you can imagine, it takes the grace of God for children like that to come out and be meaningful, like to make meaning to the society. Because already, like I say, generally our life is surrounded, is built around issue of integrity, because it involves everything that you do. Everything that you do and everything that you say. Because if you say, there's an action that's supposed to be attached. If you come to work, there are certain rules and regulations. There are things that the organization is expecting from you. And then today is one excuse or the other. Like, it comes out to be like a consistent thing. Failure. A negative excuse that when they talk about you, they will say, you know, you will hear, this is what this is what this person will say. And they will almost predict you. And behold, that's when people come and they were like, why did this happen? And then the moment you open your mouth, you see everybody turning. And then they are looking at each other. Before you know it, the gist will end immediately, because nobody will say anything, because already they already know exactly what is coming from you. So people predict you. So automatically they will keep you as somebody that is not person of integrity. And then the example I've mentioned between the father, the mother, and how the relationship in the family can be destroyed. The same thing will work. Because at a particular time, people cannot trust you with anything. The organization cannot trust you with anything. Because they feel you are not somebody. Because in organization, you need people of integrity to represent you. Because anywhere you walk, for instance, us, let me just make example. Like if they see me, they'll be like, Equa TV, right? So just imagine that negativity, you understand? Negativity is attached to me that people know and they are settled with. So the moment they see you, yes, Equa TV is a department with integrity under a reputable organization that is accepted and respected worldwide. And then they see you with that eye. So they start questioning, like, okay. And you see, now see the split from you, and then now you are giving people a different notion of the entire organization, even if it's not like that. So that's just the danger. And I feel we should be conscious about issue of integrity. Like you said earlier, if I'm involving into something, how much integrity would that add to that? So I when you are talking, I'm just asking myself, how much integrity am I adding to this program, to this station, to ECHO as a whole and a family name. When you are talking, I'm just meditating, I'm just reflecting. How much am I adding? Is it taken from me? In this situation, I will say no. But it's adding to me because of already the organization is an organization with integrity in the eyes of the world. So it's adding to me. So if I'm not adding, that means something is wrong.
See, on a personal base, somebody wrote that integrity is acting with honor regardless of whether your actions are made public or not. So when we were going to school, my mom was always saying, remember where you're coming from. When she tells you something like that, it means that they have trained you in a certain way and they are expecting that even when you're not in front of them, you're acting the way they have trained you. And if you are able to do that, even when you go into the workforce, you're able to, you would give the same results because you're working according to the values and code of conduct that you have set for yourself or from the upbringing you had that has been set for you. And I had this, I met somebody one time, and I really think that it affects a lot of business, small scale businesses in Nigeria. My elder sister took her shoes for repairs one time, and when she took it, she was in school at that time, so she said we should go and get it. And we went to see the man who made who was going to make the repairs. He said, come back the following day, I forgot it in the house. We went back the following day. He said, I forgot it again, I'm very sorry, come back the following day. So he kept on saying that for almost a week. Then finally we went again, and he was still saying that somebody, he gave a story that up to today I don't understand, because this is your own work, and then you say somebody else has the keys to this store, and it just didn't make sense because he was just giving excuses that didn't just have any base. So it pissed me off. Like, I was angry. I'm like, you told us, you promised us a number of times that by the time we come in, we're going to get it, and you didn't give us. And at the end of the day, I told my mom that we should never go back to that man. So the thing is that for the person that is being, they're giving excuses for, because it affects both you as a person who is not having integrity, and also the person that is there, listen, at the receiving end of your, you lose trust, you don't respect the person at all. Like, you lose trust, you lose respect. There's nobody thinks of you with value anymore. Everybody will just think that you're just another person on the streets, like somebody that does not have worth. And if you continue to do that, especially, I keep on saying this because it affects them a lot, the petty traders in Nigeria. You have the tailors, the cobblers, carpenters. They keep on giving really irritating excuses sometimes, and you begin to wonder, doesn't this person think when he's telling these people, doesn't he think that tomorrow somebody's not going to come back to buy from him? And then tomorrow you will now begin to say, your elders in the village, your village people are pursuing you. But the truth of the matter is that because you don't have integrity in your work, you don't have integrity in your life, you don't have integrity in your business, people lose respect for you, and then you begin to lose customers, and you lose your stand in front of people. You lose face. I mean, use that.
Yeah. Integrity is not something you come across. It's something you build. It's not something you can just go and get. You build it.
Yes.
You know, and there are people that tarnish your image. They tarnish the image of your organization. They tarnish the image of your business. They tarnish the image of your church. They tarnish the image of anything they seem not to understand. But you see, if you have integrity, it will speak for you. It will speak for you.
True.
Like, we're talking about consistency. You cannot have integrity if you are not consistent. And the other way around too, if you are looking at having consistency, is something that gives birth to integrity at the end. So these two things are not to be played with. These two things are not to be played with. Churches are losing integrity. Why? They tell you, we are raising funds to do this. You raise the funds, and then they take the money to do something else with it. It's void of integrity. I want you to just have the notion that your integrity is on the scale of 1 to 10 is on 10. And it's standing there. When you do something good, it adds, it moves to 11. And just know things like that, but when you want to move higher, it moves higher slower. There is one thing that you do, it can bring you to 1 from 10.
It's true.
But when you do something extremely credible, maybe it just moves you up by a step. So just think of that as engaging hard work to build integrity. There are people, even in Nigeria today, we are seeing people are contesting various positions of office. This one, who gave him ticket to become the XYZ party gubernatorial candidate of XYZ party? This man, he will finish your money. He was chairman of local government, he didn't do well. He was a councillor, he didn't do well. He was a member of House of Assembly, he didn't do well. And you want to vote him? This man is without integrity. But we are seeing it clearly in Nigeria. There is a presidential candidate today where, in fact, he does not need to spend his money to do certain things. People are organizing rallies for him. People are speaking on his behalf. People are insulted for following him, yet they don't care. They are busy doing what they feel is right. What could be more intriguing as integrity other than this? There are people that have great capacity. They have knowledge. They have wisdom. They have all it takes to rule and lead a particular group, but they don't have integrity. The fact that you know how to do a lot of things does not mean you will do it well. Because knowing how to do things is quite different from doing it well.
Doing it well, yes.
Most of the time, I'll tell Equa Television staff that it's not how good you can do something. It's the things you tear apart in the process of doing it that is the problem. But it's not just, I tell my children that. You can be brilliant in class. You can be amazing with sports. You can be great with crafts. But when you do it to spite people, when you do it to show that if you are not there, it cannot be done. There is nothing on earth that if you are not there, it cannot be done. There are men, haven't you seen some men, because they feed their family, they require that they should be applauded?
Plenty.
Why would you say you are expecting your wife to say, well done, you have been feeding us well? You are not a man, sir. You are not a man. You should see the need, the reason to even do more for your family. It's the only thing you have, sir. Leave brother, leave sister. These are the people from your loins. The woman was on her own. You went to approach her. She didn't invite you. She accepted. Now you started putting babies into her. She's giving you the baby. Says you want her to clap for you. And when you don't clap, you think that she doesn't. You don't have integrity before her. It's not that way. It's not. You see a governor of a state. He will build a 10-kilometer road and he will do a documentary about it. It's not integrity, sir, it's your responsibility. Let's not clap for you for your responsibility. Let's clap for you for your integrity. What is the integrity? Of course, your responsibility leads to your integrity. You told the people that you were campaigning. These people, you have bad road. Once I come, within 6 months, we'll tackle it. This is just 22-kilometer road. Within 8 months, we can tackle it. Of course, it is possible to tackle 28-kilometer road in 8 months. But what you forget is that 28-kilometer road is just in one small district of a big state.
That is it.
And there are demands. When you forget that you are also supposed to meet the demands from Bassa local government, you are supposed to meet the demand of Mangu local government. You are supposed to meet the demand of Jos North local government. You are supposed to meet the demand of Biliri local government. You are supposed to meet the demand of Kaltungo. When they start bringing you these things, they say, sir, people are saying they won't vote for you again. Because you did only one road and it's your wife's village. So people don't like it. I've tried. It's within the state. You see, he has owned up to his responsibility, but is earning him his integrity. Because if you look at things very well, people make promises without thinking, can I fulfill it? There are people that go to church to say, we are in need of, I was in my village recently, and then I was told about a member, a politician who is in office, who came to say, they invited him to roof their roofing church. He came to say that they should not worry that he will roof the church. Then somebody collected the mic, like he wants to make his own contribution. And then he said, we don't want your donation. You promised church A, you will do it. It's 2 years now, you have not done it. You went to this church. In the church, he said it. You do it. He said 2 weeks ago you were in so church. He said, so don't deceive us. He told him in church. He said, don't deceive us. They said, Oga, we were there when this thing happened. It's not like we were told. He said, one man told him, he said, that's how you have been promising churches. You will do this, you will do this. Sir, if there is 1 million naira in your account, they invite you for a luncheon. If you have 100,000, why won't you just give them the 100,000 there and then? They will respect you more. You have more integrity than when you say 1 million, they clap and they didn't get the 1 million at the end. People don't know what people without integrity are going through. That is why they can afford to lose the small integrity that they have built over the years.
Over the years, yeah.
There's something I always say, that the darkest part of the night means it's close to morning. I always say that to people. The darkest part of the night is close to morning. Some people are in the darkest part of their own nights. And the morning is about coming. Then they abort the mission. Just with something very small that you should have done that will just break a new dawn for you. But you just say, my wife is not helping matter. My son is this way. My this is this way. Let me just, I don't want to do this again.
My office is this. My boss is this.
There is nothing that quitting gives you as a result except that you have quit. That's the only result. You have quit. And when you quit in that love relationship, you didn't have capacity to be in love at first. When you quit in that marriage, you were a child and you got married. When you quit in that job, you didn't have the capacity. You probably lied in your CV and in your interview. When you quit in anything that you did, go back to the beginning when you thought you could do it. Then you find out that that was when you lied. That was when you couldn't do it, not now that you are quitting. When you talk about integrity, there are a lot of things that are knitted, that are interwoven inside integrity. Yes. There are people, just the way they walk, the way they talk, the things they say, it earns them levels, higher levels of integrity. But there are some people, the Bible says that in the abundance of words, that there is sin, that there are lies. So, is it a must that you keep announcing what you want to do, especially our politicians? If we are looking at integrity, where can we check to see integrity in the real sense of it? Where, sir? Where can we go and say there is integrity here if we are looking for integrity? There is no place. Few.
Very few.
Very, very few. As a matter of fact, people don't care that they don't have integrity anymore.
It's true.
It's worse than not having it. When you don't see anything wrong with doing a wrong thing, it's worse than doing what is wrong. I need to say that again. When you don't see anything wrong with doing anything wrong, is worse than doing the wrong thing. Because when you don't see anything wrong in doing something, before long it becomes a pattern. Before long it becomes a way of life. Before long you have embraced it as part of you. You will even cross leg and cack. It's cack English. I can't remember the last time I heard cack. You cack. That's when I cack.
Yesterday I had one word. Today I'm adding two.
Okay, you heard something that you've not. Can you say it in church? You know, so the truth is, every man, especially if you look forward to become a leader, people think being a leader is until you are given a name, Oga of this, head of this, Mr. this of this, honorable this, senator this. No, sir, that's not leadership. Sir, by mistake, let me put it down this way. Like let me give the lowest definition of being a leader. If by mistake somebody looks up to you, by mistake you have become a leader. If somebody looks up to you by mistake, wow. By mistake, you have become a leader. Do you know what? He will look forward to looking more onto you.
Yes.
That's very true.
And it's deep too, sir.
It is.
Because when we start thinking a leader is somebody that another person gave title to become boss over these people is a leader, you have lost it. Okay, the day that they collect the title from him and give another person, he has stopped being a leader.
No.
A leader, sir. Everybody, if you check, it's just that leadership are at various levels.
Yeah.
But mistakenly, sir, if somebody looks at you and admires your way of life, mistakenly, not intentionally, you have become a leader.
Talk more of the
And
person
one
being
thing
deliberate.
that makes you become a bigger leader is how you treat the person that already has that leadership name. Now, Equa Television is a growing station, right? We have TV stations that are also growing. If Equa Television starts looking down on TV stations that have grown already, we have lost sense of, no, they don't have anything to tell us. What are they doing there? We are better than them. You cannot lead. You cannot lead. Because that station, to be where she is today, she followed. That company, to be where she is today, she followed. What is following? Competition. What is the level of their integrity? What is the level of their patronage? What is the level of their this? What is the level of their that? Oh, that's the level. Okay, I think it's best if we... That is when you start picking from their integrity. How do they get to have this integrity? How do they get to be at this standpoint of integrity? Okay. When they say they are bringing out products at 10 is already at the warehouse. And the retailers are already having access to it. Not people that will say, we will have fuel tomorrow and your son is getting married. And then they will bring the fuel after the wife is pregnant already. There's no integrity. There's no integrity. When I collected Equa TV first as GM, there was a way the people who gave me the position looked up to me. This is not an excuse. But they stopped looking up to me that way because the expectations were not 100% met. Why? There are people without integrity in my team. But you see, nobody cares that in my team there are people without integrity. Nobody cares. The failure came on me. And I know exactly at the points that they saw these failures, that they even stopped taking some of the things I say serious. It's the same thing when you have husband, wife, and children in a family. Daddy, when you are coming, please buy this. You know, children with demands. You say, okay, I'll buy for you. I'll even buy 2 for you. And you are coming back home without it. Your children will not see you as a man of integrity. My children will ask, Daddy, I need this. I'll say, okay, when the right time comes, I'll get it for you. I have never told my children I don't have money. If you meet them, ask them. Because there is a way I don't want them to see me. Because I want them to grow to think it's possible to always have. Daddy, I want to eat this. I'll tell them, you had it weeks back. It's not too good to have it regularly. But when it's right time, they will say, okay. And whenever you bring it, they'll say, Daddy, we love you. Because you said it and you have done it. But you see, Daddy, buy me an aeroplane. Big one or small one. You don't even have transport to go to work. So when you are coming back, you are forced to either lie or wait for them to be asleep before you get home. The man said the aeroplane has closed, so the man didn't come today. Meanwhile, Junction. I will not interpret that. Integrity is important for every man to have, for every woman to have. For every man to have, for every woman to have. When you have integrity, people will so respect you. Only God knows. That presidential candidate I'm talking about, only God knows the people that are secretly supporting him and they don't want other people to know just because of his integrity.
They're just waiting for time.
With these few words of mine.
Yeah, you talk about integrity, and then you see leadership. Leadership starts from followership. You can't take it. It's like that. It starts from followership. So even you see yourself as a leader, or you are not seeing yourself as a leader, you are a leader. Because based on what you just said now, it broadened my horizon. Like it makes me think deep. Like even if someone is just wrongly, like saying mistakenly following you, already automatically you become a leader. And then if you look at at every given time, you are following somebody and somebody is following you. So that makes it automatic that you're a leader. But I think the issue of purpose comes in. Because if you know that you are here for a purpose and there's something you need to do, then you should know that in everything you do, integrity is being expected. Just imagine. And in followership, there is integrity. Yes, in followership. Just imagine we are following Jesus without integrity. Why are we following him? It's because of his integrity. That's just it.
Lay down antecedents, man.
We are following him because of his integrity.
True.
Just imagine Jesus without integrity.
Who following?
That is it. So if you are thinking you are following somebody, someone is following you. So anywhere you go, carry your integrity. And integrity doesn't mean that all the time you must get things right. It means all the time, own up to your responsibility. Where you need to explain certain things that it doesn't work, own up to it. Even if it will look at that moment like you are a weak person.
Yes.
Or at that moment, look and seem in the eyes of men that you are losing your integrity. Yes, they may think that way.
And as a matter of fact, I'm sorry to just cut in through. As a matter of fact, there are certain things that there is a certain level of integrity that comes from failure, depending on how you handle the failure. It is allowed to fail. People just think is wrong to fail. No, it's not, sir. It's not. Everybody became who they are because they failed at some point became better at what they failed about.
That's where consistency comes
That is where consistency comes in. You are talking about if you fail. If you fail, you say, how can I go to my staff and go and tell them that I made a mistake? No, sir. It's wrong. Being a leader is just that you are an example to your followers. And there are some followers that don't know what is right to do except when they see it from their leader.
And the worst part of it,
so go ahead.
the worst part of it is that, when I said owning up, like you are adding up, owning up doesn't mean that you have to go to your subordinate and explain certain things. It's not everything that you must explain. And then some people, they lie to themselves, knowing that, yes, this thing is wrong, or I need to explain this thing, or I shouldn't have taken this step. They know, but they lie to themselves, and they keep moving while the integrity is at stake. And I think it's something that people should watch. Don't lie to yourself. Yeah, owning up can be owning up to yourself as a leader. Own up to yourself at this point, I think. But not that because I'm working on to make it right, and then that will make me look small or something, and then people will just lie to themselves and then keep moving with that. I don't think it helped in building, because like you said, the building is supposed to be a continual thing. Like, because if you stop at a particular time, it starts coming down, like you say. And anything that seems negative in the eyes of people, you know, the crashing, the speed is like the speed of light. That's when you are 10 or 20, one small thing can just bring you to one, even if that's not where you're supposed to be. But the picture, the way they will paint it, like this is where you are. And like you said, building integrity, you can imagine people that will work hard. You mentioned hard work. It's involved, because integrity is in all ramification, in everything you do. So imagine you working hard, the failure you talk about, that is part of even growth. That you fail, you check where you went wrong, and you build on it, and you keep improving. And then you build a name or an integrity for yourself. And then somebody will just sit down somewhere that doesn't even know how all came about. Like you said, the EE, there's the integrity they saw in you, because you built something. You know, there's a knowledge that they know they can rely on. It doesn't start one day that they just saw you and they feel you have it. No, they have gone through it and they feel, yes, this person have the knowledge and the integrity to start this with. And if you look at Equa TV, you will not say is a place where 20,000 is being put in. Yes, money and in hard currency were involved. You understand? So just look at it. A person without integrity, can such organization trust someone with such kind of amount? That's another thing. And then generally in life, you can imagine somebody building his integrity to a certain level, and then somebody will just come without knowing where you start and then trying to crash it. It takes the grace of God for some people to let go. Why? Because that person have no single idea of how they build that integrity. That is the reason why in the other world, like in the outside world, people can go to any length to prove a point. Any length. Because if you tamper with their integrity, what they have built for so long, just God help you.
It's actually interesting, integrity, sorry about that. When you have integrity, you're very accountable. So the fact that after you leave a place, you know that when you leave that place, you've already set your mark on it. So regardless who comes or who goes, they know that this person has been here and this is the impact he made because he had integrity. That's what integrity does. It puts a mark. You just leave a mark where you were before. And if each and every person carries that kind of attitude and approaches their work or their life with it, there will be a great revolution, especially in this third-rate developing countries that we're talking about. Like you hear countries are always developing, and they never develop. It's because a lot of us don't have integrity when we're approaching our work and our lives, the way we are living our lives. There's no integrity in it, and that's why we're not succeeding or we're not progressing. So for progress and success, the truth is that integrity is really essential.
For progress and
success,
integrity is really essential. And that is not to just an organization. It's to an individual.
Yes.
It's to a group. It's to a society. It's to
A family.
integrity is see. Have you seen people who are at home and then they call them and tell them you have been elected as this? And then they are like, I want to rest. They say no. Why? Because you have the integrity. You have. There are people that, like I said earlier, they don't have it and they don't care.
Yes.
Kuta shafa. That's what you are the one that is worried about it. Me, I don't care.
I don't care.
As long as they are paying me my salary, let me just buy food and eat. It's not I live in one room. My rent is 20,000 a year. If I save 3,000 every month, I will pay the rent and just go. I don't care about anything. You're talking about integrity. Let me go to work. When the month ends, pay me. You buy 1 measure of rice, 1 measure of sugar, 1 measure of... I'm not talking about your standard of living, but I'm talking about your own rate, how you have rated yourself, and you are living a life that you are not called to live. You are living a life that is not befitting for you. Do we have any comments? All right, so we don't have any comments. So we're grateful that you took our time to watch the show. My name is TJN, and I have PWB, and I have triple S.
S cube.
Yeah?
S cube.
In church.
S
Yeah.
cube.
Okay.
Yeah, that's S
Okay.
raised to power 3.
Okay. Yeah, Ice Cube in church. That was Solomon Sambosade, Prudence Burger, and Tony J. Nakali. I thank every crew member for being on the show and making it work, and we're grateful. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. with another topic. Believe me, tomorrow's topic is amazing, and I wouldn't want you to go anywhere tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll see you. And, well, we love you here at Equa Television, and thank the Equa Executive for giving us the opportunity to do this every now and then. Don't forget to be kind to one another. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye-bye.